EDC and everyday carry. Ano nga ba ito? Let's find out on Manila Sentinel Raw. Ano nga ba talagang EDC or everyday carry? Now, let me just take you back to the summer of 1980 when I transferred from Manila to Baguio to study high school. And that was the first time I was ever away from home. And one thing I remember always was that my grandfather and my own papa always carried some sort of a pocket knife. So, sila, meron silang version ng single-bladed pocket knife before. And they brought it with them always. And I was always fascinated with that. So, sabi ko gusto ko rin maging ganon. And someday, I wanted to be able to carry my own knife. Back then kasi hindi masyadong mainit sa mata ang kutsilyo kasi I remember my father using a knife to sharpen his pencils in class. So, although uso na yung sharpener na hand cranked, mas maganda pa rin ang tasa ng pocket blade. So that was always a thing with me. I wanted to do that. Unfortunately, nung generation ko na, bawal na yung kutsilyo sa school. So pag nahulihan ka ng kutsilyo, expelled ka. So anyway, when I finally got to studying architecture and making all those plates, ganun din. Nagsha-sharpen din kami ng pencils using the cutter. So, we use this to sharpen our pencils. Actually, the cutter, not this one, although this one is roughly more than 30 years old na rin. Itong particular cutter na to. I had something similar, an exact copy of this. Yun nga lang, orange yung accents. So, anyway, this belonged to my father. So, ako na ngayon ang may dala. I lost mine a long time ago during Undoy. So, ito na lang natira sa akin. But, the cutter was practically my first EDC blade. So, napaka-practical niya and it was strictly for utility purposes. Hindi pa namin naiisip yung defensive purposes. Although, syempre, may mga barkada ako na medyo pilyo, malikot ang utak. Sinasabi nila, pwede itong pang, okay? Or, something that will be used defensively or do harm to another person. But me, even back in the day, I never thought of a blade in particular as a weapon. So, for me, mostly a blade is for utilitarian purposes. So, wala sa akin yung ganon. Anyway, so over the years, laging may katerno na flashlight yung aking blade or yung Swiss Army knife back then. But unfortunately, we did not have the kind of technology that we have today na yung mga flashlight natin ay mga high-tech na. Noon, yung flashlights did not look like this. So, hindi ganito itsura ng mga flashlight noon. They were much simpler, plastic lang, ganyan. And then they had AA batteries. If you had one na medyo bumabato sa harap ng 1 meter in front of you, wow, malakas na yung flashlight na yun. But now we have better. So, we even have much smaller flashlights that could practically do the same job and they last a little bit longer. So, syempre, sturdily built yung mga flashlights ngayon. That's a brief history of how I got into EDC in the first place. So, actually, that's over 40 years na rin. But it was not until the early 1990s when I started finding samples of good blades. In fact, back in the 1990s, hindi pa masyadong uso itong pocket clip. So, hindi pa, there were very few blades available that would clip into your pocket. So, wala pa masyado. But there were already blades that had a locking mechanism that allowed the blade to stay open so you can use it without the blade folding into your finger. So merong safety device na noon which allowed blades to lock open. So, o kaya yung mga lockback kung tawagin. And over the years, as technology became more sophisticated, knife technology became more sophisticated, naglabasan na rin yung mga iba't ibang modelo ng blades, flashlights, multi-tools, and what have you. So, marami yan. Ano yung operative word? The operative word is every day. So basically, the concept of EDC is having a tool with you always na pwede mong pang troubleshoot ng kahit anong problema or emergency that may arise every day. So, hindi naman necessarily napaka sophisticated na mga tools na yun. It can be as simple as a pocket knife. It can be as simple as a nail clipper. In my case, this is one sample of my everyday carry piece. Why? Because it already has the basic tool setup that I need. I have a blade, I have a pry bar and a bottle opener, and I have a mini set of tools, may screwdrivers and nail file, Phillips screwdrivers, and whatnot. Plus, to complement everything is a flashlight. So, eto pa lang, buo na yung everyday carry setup ko. But what else do I have? Well, I have a little more than that. The point being, it's with me every single day. So, bakit ba natin pinupuntirya yung everyday? Because if you're new to EDC and magre-rely kayo sa mga nakikita nyo on video, sa mga nababasa nyo in forums, then you will begin to lose the essence of what everyday carry is all about. Kasi chances are you will find something you like today, and then you will find something you like tomorrow, and then you will find something you like the year after, and the years after, until maipon na yung mga gamit nyo. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you have the budget, why not, di ba? Pero, sinasabi ko lang, for me, the true concept of everyday carry is finding a tool that you can keep with you constantly, without fail. Kahit saan ka magpunta, kahit anong gawin mo, nandun yung tool na yon. So, for me, it's almost like having the same exact knife every day, the same exact tool every day, and keeping it in the same exact place every single day. Na if you need to fix something, if you need to cut something, if you need to solve a problem, your hand will automatically go to where this tool is, produce it, deploy it, and use it. So, yun eh. Yun yung maganda sa mga matatanda nung araw eh. They only had one sort of blade. They only had one pocket knife. Or jackknife kung tawagin nga back in the day. So, Parang, for me, it was magical to watch them eh. You see them in their coat, their sombrero, their baston, and then they will produce some sort of a pocket knife. Hindi pa masyadong uso ang Victorinox noon, but they will produce some sort of a folding non-locking blade. And that to me was the coolest thing ever. And you'll see them every day when my papa empties his pockets, andun lagi yung blade na yon. So I got fascinated with the concept. And now I'm trying to do that with myself also. Trying to have just one single tool na dala ko every day without fail. Without fail. Yun ang pinaka-essence ng EDC. Now, what's wrong with having a collection? Probably wala naman. Like I said, if you had the budget, well, whatever floats your boat. But the point is, it waters down what everyday carry is. So, ang nakakainis nga nito, pag nakakita ako ng post nakalagay, EDC for today. Parang, nag-grammar Nazi ako eh. Parang, EDC, everyday carry, pero for today lang. So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo siya dala everyday. 'Di ba? Huwag mo sabihin EDC everyday. Kasi, ngayon mo lang dala, today mo lang dala. Because of some reason na color coordinated, because it's a Friday, because it's a Monday. Yun lang. Pero, it's not everyday carry. Please lang, tanggalin nyo yung everyday because you don't have it everyday. Dala mo lang today. So, that's one of the things na medyo napipiv lang naman ako. But, anyway. So, what's wrong with having so many blades, having so many flashlights, halimbawa? Maybe my message is more for those who are trying to get into this thing, into the EDC concept for the first time. Why? Because the EDC concept is the foundation of survival and readiness. Sabi mo na, sige, preparedness. Or the EDC concept is the foundation of preparedness. So kahit paano, may nakahanda ka na gamit. In the long run, that mindset or that preparedness mindset will go a long way. So alam mo na kagad na whenever you leave the house, I will at least have this key fob with me na andito naman na yung basic stuff. So even if I forget everything else, andito to. When you get into preparedness, so sabi nga natin yan yung first stage pa lang, you're prepared, probably not ready. Definitely not always ready. You're prepared, but you're not necessarily ready. Being prepared sets you up for the mindset. So always, you're thinking about, hey, I have to have my blade with me, have to have my light on me, and what else did I forget? So if you only had one blade, one flashlight every day, na yun yung alam mong lagi mong dala, then you will develop some sort of a muscle memory, some sort of an attachment with your tools na alam mo kahit na hindi mo nakakapa na it's not there. Simply by the weight of the tool, whether it's a blade or a flashlight, alam mo na may kulang. So, it sharpens your mind actually. So, tumatalas yung mind mo na, uy, teka, wala yata yung blade ko. Uy, wala yata yung flashlight ko. So, hindi lang dahil sa you're carrying a blade or a flashlight or a multi-tool or even a firearm, but it's a whole ensemble of things na you need to have with you every day. So yun yung significance ng having just one or having a regular tool with you, which maybe if you rotate siguro on a yearly or every 6 months, whatever. Pero hindi naman yung dala mo lang for today. Ito for today, 'di ba? Ito for tomorrow. That's not EDC. That's vanity. Okay? So, maybe for the first timers, That's the rabbit hole that you are going down into. And right now, uh, I want to communicate the joy of the practice. Hindi yung, wow, kailangan ko ng pambili for this blade. I gotta have this blade. I gotta have this gadget. Hindi ganon. EDC goes deeper than that. And for example, in my own practice, uh, this particular key fob, medyo napapabayaan ko na nga eh, kasi dala ko araw-araw. So medyo may stains na siya. Have to remind myself to oil it. Kinakalawang na ng konti. Kasi lagi kong andala and I practically forget that it's there because automatic na yan. Muscle memory na lang yung gumagalaw siya. And then if ever you need something, mas mabilis din ang reaction mo because you only have one. Okay? My blade is here. So pagdukot ko, blade ka agad. My flashlight is here. So pagdukot ko, flashlight agad. Hindi yung sasayaw ka muna ng maglalatik dahil hindi mo alam kung saan yung gamit mo. Ako, aminado ako. In the past, I used to have a minimum of 5 blades on me and several flashlights. So pag nangapa ako talagang, uy, ano nga ba yung gagamitin ko? Instead na diretso na yung dukot ko, may isip ko, meron pa ako isa dito, meron ako isa dito. So medyo mabagal, medyo may delay. Okay, I think the more important question is, what do you need every day to be considered EDC? Simply put, ano lang ba ang mga kailangan nyo araw-araw? The watch, the wallet, most people will say their phones, credit cards, car keys, house keys. So, in the survival sense, in the readiness sense, pag sinabi nating EDC or everyday carry, it will be beyond the usual. So it's going to be beyond your wallet, beyond your panyo, beyond your cell phone. And it will usually be some sort of a blade or a cutting tool. It will be some sort of a light. And it will be something of a multi-tool. Pag sinabi nating everyday carry, these are things that will help you solve certain kinds of problems outside of the normal, kung tawagin. For me, EDC is more than just the tools. It's a concept, it's a mindset, it's a principle, it's a doctrine na if you practice it religiously, if you practice it in its purest form, if you don't lose the essence of everyday carry, then you are setting yourself up for something, for emergencies that are much higher in level. So, you will be prepared for more than just the everyday emergencies na may kailangan i-cut-cut, may kailangan packages to open, etc., etc. But you will be able to respond to probably external threats, defensive situations, survival situations, and medical emergencies. So, yun yung the more advanced state of EDC. Like, me as a professional, I carry a tourniquet with me. In addition to what I have on my person, I also do carry a bag, which also has several other essentials like the power bank, pens, another Swiss Army knife, another flashlight, sunglasses, yung mga ganon. So yung hindi ko kayang ilagay in my pockets, nilalagay ko in a bag. So still, it's small enough for me to carry every day. It's not cumbersome, it's not heavy. So dala-dala ko pa rin araw-araw. Every day. So yan yung sinasabi nating always with you. So hindi nawawala sa katawan mo or hindi nawawala sa paningin mo. It's within your reach always. Because at the end of the day, when you walk out of your house every day, when you walk out of the safety of your home, there's always that possibility na it may be difficult to get back. 'Di ba? What if, yun na nga yung sinasabi natin, magkaroon ng disaster anytime. Sumabog ulit yung taal, or mag-alboroto ulit yung Pinatubo, another storm, another earthquake. So, what you have on you, yung EDC nyo will be everything you have. Wala nang go bag, walang go vehicle, walang, no, nothing. It will be just the clothes on your back and your EDC. So, napaka-importante ng EDC na concept na yan, because what you take out with you every day might be the only things you will ever have in an extreme emergency, in an extreme situation. So, the more you practice it, especially the one is one concept, the more EDC becomes second nature to you. So wala ka na makakalimutan. Alam mo na lagi paglabas mo, meron kang tools to survive everyday disasters, and probably a few more tools to survive more extraordinary circumstances. If you're getting into this, if you're beginning to get into this, think about that. Not so much yung ang dami kasing cool toys na lumalabas every single day. And for as long as you have the budget, kukunin mo lahat niyan eh. And what happens is you end up being a mere collector, not necessarily a practitioner. It's like somebody who owns a lot of guns. Marami siyang baril. Pero, can he shoot? Not always. So, ganun din tayo in the EDC practice. We might have a lot of blades, we might have a lot of flashlights. Okay lang for rotation, okay lang for spares, but sometimes there are people who go overboard na talagang wala na, yun na lang talagang ginagawa nila. And don't be that guy or that girl. I'm not saying na pinipigilan ko kayo, but when you begin to understand what EDC truly means, then you will begin to appreciate it more. It will be more than just getting the latest tools. It will be more than just getting the coolest toys. It will be a lifestyle. It will be a mindset. And then you begin to understand what EDC truly means. So, again, that's the long and the short of it. This has been Ab Sabando for Manila Sentinel Raw. Make your lives emergency proof.